Hi, we're here again at Discount Water Softeners with another tech video on troubleshooting a Genesis water softener that will not draw brine. Probably about 90% of all water softeners that have issues with not softening are usually attributed to the system not actually drawing the brine into the resin tank. So we're going to go over the basics on how to determine if your system is drawing brine or not drawing brine. So the first model here would be for your Genesis Premier or Genesis Upflow water softener. The first thing you want to do, whether your softener's been installed a week, a month, a year, 5 years, is check to see if the system's drawing brine in during the brine draw stage. On this particular Genesis Premier or Upflow model, you would want to put your system into regeneration. The way you do that is you'll have to unlock your screen by pushing and holding the settings button for 3 seconds, and then push your manual regeneration button and hold it in for about 4 seconds. All right. This will say regen immediately and advance to the brine. This takes a few seconds. Once it advances to brine, that is where the system is actually going to draw in the brine from the brine tank or the salt tank. What you want to do once it starts counting down, the key is you want to make sure it's already counting down. If you look on the side of your control head, on the right hand side, you would normally have your tubing from your brine tank connected to this elbow here. So I've already gone ahead and taken this off. You'd have your tube insert here and your compression fitting. But while it's in the brine draw and counting down, you want to put your finger over the opening. If it is drawing and pulling on your finger when it's in the brine draw stage and counting down, your system is functioning as designed. It's actually drawing in the brine like it should. You want to hook the brine tubing back up to the system, make sure it bottoms out in the elbow, push the compression ring down, tighten it really well, and then you know your system is doing what it's supposed to be doing. You may then want to move on to looking at the brine tank as a possible issue, checking the float, making sure it's assembled properly. Sometimes they vibrate loose and you have issues where it won't draw. So that would be probably one of the most common things to have happen. If it is not drawing, you want to check your injector. Inside of here is your injector. You have an orange blank, which does not have a hole in it, and then you will most likely either have a black or maybe a blue or a white injector in here. We have another video on our website that talks about cleaning out the injector. You want to check that injector that's towards the back here where I'm pointing, that would be the one that you want to check. And in that video it talks about making sure that that's clean. Same thing goes for the revolution valve in the Genesis line. Put that here. You check it the exact same way, but the elbow is actually on the opposite side here, and you would check it in the same manner. And the only difference is when you go into a manual regeneration, you hold down the upper left hand key to unlock the screen, hit your set button, you hit your menu button, scroll down to manual regeneration, hit set to select, and you want to either regenerate now or regenerate tonight. You hit regenerate now, and it'll go into the brine drawing stage. Again, the key here is make sure the system is actually counting down on the minutes for the regeneration cycle to start before you check to see if you have suction here. And then also checking this one, we've actually already taken the cap off of this one. This one just has the one injector up at top that's black. So you would just need to undo these 2 screws, take the cap off, check this screen, also check the black injector, and you can pull the whole assembly out. Just make sure when you put it back in, it goes into place where it needs to. There's some little O-rings in there. You want to make sure those go into place before you put the cap back on to get the system to function correctly. All right, so any other questions, you can email us at support@discountwatersofteners.com.